Good evening. Welcome back to Frugal Outdoors with myself, Dylan. Whoops. Hello. And tonight, as you can tell, we're out fishing, and I'm having a bit of a kerfuffle because I set the camera up far too close to my tripod. But anyway, I'm out fishing. I'm out fishing with Nick tonight. I haven't fished with Nick for quite some time. The last time we fished together was on one of the comps, to be honest. And even then, we're only on the same beach. We weren't fishing together, so it'd be nice to have a catch up. But yeah, we're fishing a deep water venue, fishing the Solent. It's a balmy 10 degrees this evening, which is really quite nice. But yeah, we are fishing the ebb. We're fishing the ebb and the flood. So we've opted to fish the beach here more often than not. It does pull a bit of weed through and you can lose some gear. So we're fishing up the beach today. So I'm fishing my standard fishing gear that I use for all of my sessions. I've got 2 Daiwa rods and I've got 2 Shimano Power Aero reels. They're different rods. One's slightly tippier than the other one. But yeah, I get on with them quite well. It's so still today. So still, and it's nice to have a bit of temperature. So I'm going to quickly get these rods together, reels and lined and everything else, as quickly as I can. We'll have a look at the bait, we'll talk through species, and we'll try and get some bait in the water as quickly as possible, because with all my yakking, I'm always last to get a bait in the water, and Nick's probably already fishing. Oh, I just had a massive panic. I sort of left my Baitex, my bait elastic at home, but thankfully I've got it right here. So keeping it really simple tonight. I've got mackerel and I've got squid, that's it. So I've popped into SlamfishIOW of Wight. I picked up 1 pack of squid and 1 pack of mackerel. So I've basically got 2 mackerel and a pack of squid. That's all I'm going to use tonight. So species wise, there could be a conger, there could be a thornback, there could be an undulate, there could be a spotted ray. Essentially, it'd be lovely to get a ray or a decent sized conger, but I think we're just fishing for a bite, to be honest. If we get a couple of fish tonight, I'll be pretty pleased. So like I said, we are fishing the ebb. It is quite a small tide actually tonight, so hopefully it won't pull too hard, but there's definitely a chance of it pulling. So I am fishing with 7-ounce grippers. I have got leadless because there is a ledge out there, but it's not too bad. I can get down to the water's edge, give it a good whack. We're still into a really nice depth of water, and hopefully we can get into a fish. Rigs tonight. I'm going to use 3 rigs basically this evening. I'm going to fish with 3.0 pulley pennels. I'm going to fish with a 1.0 scratching rig, which is a 2-hook flapper. I'm going to fish with that every now and again just to see if there's any fresh bait out there. As I always do, try and get some fresh bait in the first couple of hours. If I don't get any in the first couple of hours, then I'll stop fishing with it. And then I've also got a Pompey loop rig. I do love fishing a loop rig. Normally I use it for my comps, but to be honest, it is one of my favourite rigs. So I'm just going to fish with that. It's got a 3.0 pennel on the bottom and then a single 2.0 on the top hook. It's actually a loop pulley rig. So the top snood is actually on the pulley. So effectively, it's like a pulley pennel. It's nothing like a pulley pennel really, because it's got a single hook, which is not a pennel. Then it's got another one coming off the top. But I'll show you it later so you know what I mean. First rig I'm going to bait up is going to be the pulley pennel. A couple of other guys fishing on the wall over there. So, I mean, hopefully it's fishable for them. And I think I'm just going to quickly, as quick as I possibly can anyway, bait this up with a bit of squid and mackerel combo. Hopefully we can get these baits in the water, and then I'll go over and have a natter with Nick. And hopefully if one of us gets into a fish, obviously I'll try and get the camera on it. Look at the size of those. Nice. No, I can't wait to get out on the sib and actually try and get some of these for myself. I think I literally caught 2 mackerel last year. But now with a sib, it's going to be a game changer. So all I've done is I've chopped the, cut the cone end off that mackerel. I'm using my scissors because it is still pretty frozen. I'm just going to trim it up a little bit. There we go. So I've just got a nice piece of mackerel like that. I'm going to cut half of the body off a squid. Some of these squid aren't massive, so half the body I'll use on my flapper rig. The half with the head, I'll fold that head in on itself, and I'll bury that head in the mackerel. Flesh side out, skin side in. Same as always. We'll get some Baitex on it and get it out there. Yeah, I can see Nick's. One of Nick's rods is out already. So I'll bait this, we'll get this one straight in. Sometimes, like I say, fishing here, you can actually wait out for a bit and then cast, because it's quite shallow for maybe 20 yards. Right, 3.0 Aberdeen, just nicked in the bottom. I'll bind it on. I've got quite a nice sort of tag end on there, on my knot. We'll bind it on all the way up the hook shank, all the way over the eye, loads around the tag end and the eye of the hook, and then all the way up the line, all the way to the end of the bait. It'd be lovely to get a better fish. Like I say, we're getting plenty of dogs and congers and stuff this year. Like I say, I've only been out probably four times. But it'd be nice to get into something better. It is a hard time of year to be fishing, but you still go out with that anticipation and the hope, of course, that you might get into something nice. There we go. And that is that one all baited up, ready to go. There we are, all clipped up. A really nice, very neat, very tidy squid and mackerel. Well, that was nice. We're definitely in the deep stuff because that took absolutely ages to hit the bottom. I've just cast out one straight in front of me for now, just to see roughly what's going on. I am fishing with my braid tonight, so hopefully we can see some bites. If I need to move my rods a bit higher later, I will. If that tide starts running, I'll have to put it up a bit, try and get more of the line out of the tide. But for the minute, it looks like it's all right. That is sitting pretty nice. Right, let's get the other one sorted. And there we go. That's the 2-hook flapper. I've got quite reasonably decent sized baits on it. I want to get some scent out there. It's my first casts. So let's try and get some scent out. Still definitely potential picking up a dogfish, anything on these, a ray even, you know, the size 1 hooks or 1/0s, I can't remember. But yeah, certainly strong enough to get a reasonably decent fish out. Probably won't get a conger out because I've only got 30 pound hooks needs on that. They've got 60 on the other one, so it should be fine. But let's get this one out, then we can bait our loop rig and then we can relax. Right, there we go. We're fishing. That's definitely one way to put your shoulder out, is just forget to take your baling arm off when you're trying to heave-ho a 7-ounce lead as far as you can. And it thumps straight into the ground. But it goes to show that at least my rigs and knots are strong enough. Cool, man. Right, let's hopefully get a bite on the first cast. That would be nice. Chucked a fresh battery in one of the lights today as well, so they're nice and bright. Now we've just got to wait for that bite. Ooh. Just a tiny little rattle. I've literally just still stood there after casting them, staring at the rod tips, and I just had a tiny little rattle on the right hand side, which is nice. Probably just a pouting or something like that, something really small. But anyway, let's bait up this loop rig. I'll try and show you how it works with it out being clipped up. It's a bit harder to do, but should be okay. Right, so there we are, the pulley loop rig. Now this was actually brought to my attention by one of the guys in the club that I fish with, the West Wight Danglers. It's just an alternative to a loop rig, so it's still essentially a loop rig, as you can see there, the loop. And you still build that bottom snood exactly the same, but the only difference is, you see there I'm holding on to a pulley bead. So that top snood, rather than coming off the rig body here and then going down, it's on a pulley rig. So what it means is, if you do get bitten off by spider crabs or a conger or anything like that, or you bend a hook, you snap a hook, you can just tie on another hook and you're good to go again, because that can go there, you can shorten that snood and it really doesn't make any difference at all. Now I've nicked this actually. I watched a video by the Eastbourne fisherman. He's got a really good tutorial on that, so if you want to go and check it out, see how to make one, check his out. I've slightly done a variation of it, so but basically it's exactly the same. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Some of you will get the movie quote. Oh, still getting a couple of little rattles on the right hand rod, but there we go, there it is, all baited up anyway. So as you can see, you get two baits nicely tucked in behind that lead, so as it's flying through the air, they're nice and aerodynamic, you're not getting a lot of drag, and obviously as it hits the water, it's the impact hitting the water doesn't make all the baits all fly around and get ripped off the hook, etc. But like I say, this is just the way I do it. It's not necessarily the right way, but it's how I do it. There are many other ways. So there we are, two baits in the water, one bait ready. I'm just going to rotate through those three rigs and hopefully we'll get into a fish. Just want to again say thank you very much for all your kind words after we passed the 5,000 subscriber mark. It was really quite humbling, and it's really lovely to hear that a lot of you are enjoying the video. So thank you ever so much for your comments. It's very much appreciated. Oh, there we are. Got a little pull on the left hand side. Certainly not very erratic, but it's a pull all the same. So the baits have been out there about 10 minutes, I suppose. So I'm going to give them another 5 minutes, another 10 minutes maybe. I say there is a bit of tide running, so they will get washed out a little bit quicker. So we'll try and keep them nice and fresh. But yeah, I think it could be something having a little go at this left-hand one. That's a scratching rig, just plain squid on there. So yeah, we've probably got about 2 hours of the ebb, I suppose. And then we'll fish another 2 hours back up. Oh, there we are, that's a bit better. There we go, look. I've got a feeling that could be a dogfish. But I really don't mind. We'll give it another minute or so, and then we'll have a little look. Oh, there you are, that's better. The thing is, because there's definitely a chance of picking up a ray here as well, I do want to leave those bites just to develop a little bit more than I normally do. I mean, I'm terrible for seeing a bite and then picking my rod up straight away and then missing it. So I really need to sit on my hands a little bit. That's why I'm standing here with my arms crossed. But that was definitely going. Yeah, so it was great fun to get out on the sib again. Had a right blast. First solo venture, so I was a little bit anxious, but it was really good fun. So I hope you enjoyed that one. It's a rapid little boat. Got a couple of little projects that I want to do with it. I want to make myself a box, a bit of a seat box, slightly lower down, because I don't really like sitting on the tubes on the side. And to be honest, the seat is like the same height as well, so it's quite high. So I'm going to make a box that sits just ever so slightly lower, full width all the way in between the tubes. And hopefully I'll try and do a video on that. Right, I'm going to reel this in because it's gone quite a few times. Let's have a look, see what we've got. If anything at all. Oh, we got something. Let's go and have a look. Oh my God. Well, I think I lost one of them. Oh well, we're not blanking, but it is the tiniest little dogfish. I think I dropped one as well because it went really, really light. As it came in, it was quite weighty, so I think I had one on each hook, but look at that little guy. Absolutely did he. So sweet. Right, let's quickly get it back in then, seeing as I've just dragged it out of the water, and let's get another bait out there. Yeah, I was bringing it in and it was quite weighty. I say weighty, like, you know, dogfish weight. Obviously there was a dogfish, but yeah, I feel like there could have been two because I got it snagged on the way in and I had to pull it through, and then as it pulled through it got really light. But no, that's cool. Yeah, it was my own fault. I walked down too quickly down to the water's edge, and as I was walking down, obviously your lead fish drops, and like I say, there is a ledge out there, so yeah, it got snagged in there. But anyway, let's get this loop rig out there and hopefully we can pick up another one. Pick up a slightly bigger one would be nice. Oh, well, there we go. First mission accomplished. We've got ourselves a fish. Now we just need to try and find a nicer one. Right, I really should change this one. This one's been out there right from the start. It was slightly bigger bait, but every time I sort of look to change it, I get what I think is like a nano bite. But yeah, I'm gonna change it anyway. The water's actually a little bit away from us now, but I've got enough line so I can still stay set up here, and then obviously as the tide comes back up, hopefully I don't need to move. No, there's nothing on there. Oh, there's that. Did you see that? Just hit that ledge then. And now we should be on the top. Yeah, there we go. There's a little bit of weed out there, just a tiny little bit of eelgrass. Of course, now we're that tide is going out and it's dropping, obviously you run more of a risk of hitting that ledge, but so far, so good. Right, let's get this scratching rig out again. Well, we're definitely moving a little bit left to right at the moment, which is a sign that the tide could potentially have turned already, which would be a little bit early, but I'll take it. I think I might be getting a little bit of a bite on my left-hand rod there, which is the loop rig. Got a couple of rigs ready to go. It's just a case of, yeah, just waiting really, chucking fresh bait out there. I mean, that's what fishing is, isn't it? Waiting and keeping your fingers crossed in the hope that we get lucky sometimes and we get a fish coming across in front of our bait and scoffs it down. Having fun with the wildlife? I think Nick's found a nest of rats near where he's fishing. Right, let's get this out. I'll change the other one as well, and then we've got nice fresh baits right at the bottom of the tide. And hopefully it might switch a couple of bites on. They say we've only had that dogfish so far. We haven't been fishing for very long, but it'd be nice to get something else. Well, I can hear the change in the tide out there at the moment, which means we're definitely on the turn of the tide, which is great. It means we're going to start getting a bit of flood. Hopefully it'll bring a few more bites on. I had a couple of small tentative bites, but nothing special. And still only that little tiny little baby dogfish. So fingers crossed we can get another one. I've got that scratching rig baited up again. And I might just give that one more chuck and then maybe change over, fish something slightly bigger. Like I say, I'm going to fish with the loop rig. I might fish another loop rig or something similar. Just with a, you know, so we can get a couple of bigger baits, but multiples of. Being far too relaxed about my fishing tonight. Probably leaving them 25 minutes, half an hour before I recast. So let's speed it up. Let's fish a little bit harder. Let's see if we can't winkle out a fish, even a pouting or something. Got to be something out there. Oh, at least I know my baits are on the bottom. I've got a whelk there on the top hook of my loop rig. I'm going to rebait this, get it out on the other side, rebait that pulley. That'll probably be the last time I put that scratching rig out, I think. I'll probably get another pulley rig out. I was thinking about getting another multi-hook, but I think I'm just going to put bigger baits, get that scent out there. Yeah, but let's see if we can get one. Mate, didn't even see a bite on either of them. And it got snagged. Double shot dogs, yeah. Well, there we go. Goes to show how much I'm paying attention. 2 dogfish on 1 rig, and I didn't even see one of the bites. 1 rig, but it was snagged right up. Yeah. Yeah, that's the same size as the last one I had. Right. Let's get these little guys off. There we go. Look at that. A reasonable sized doggy on that one. And then another little tiny micro one. Look at that, so cute. Right, let's get these off quickly. And let's get another bait out there. Ah, cool. Right, let's quickly rebait this. And I'm going to change the one on the right because that's slowly going slack. And I'm winding into it. And then there's a few little pulls. There could be a dogfish on there. Like I say, I did not see the bites on these at all. So it could just be that they're sat in the tide. Especially seeing as there was 2 on there, you'd think I'd have at least seen one of the bites. And I have been watching, I promise. Right, there we go. We've rebaited that. Let's have a little look at this one on the right. See if there is something on there. I'm not entirely sure there is, but I can put a fresh bait out there anyway. And then we're fishing with fresh baits again. And finally we're getting into a couple of fish, so that's nice. So we haven't got a whole bunch long, maybe another 2 hours, if that. I'm not going to say too late, but if there's a couple more fish out there to be had, then we'll certainly do our best. Yeah, we've definitely got a bit of weight. I think it's probably just another dog, but... God, this guy's got me in a right pickle. I'd say, I thought he'd been on there a little while. The bites are absolutely tiny tonight. Even though I'm using braid. There we go. He's got himself wrapped up my line a little bit, but there we go. Another little dogfish. That's 4 now, so we're finding a few. Obviously, as that tide's turned, it must just be bringing in a few extra fish. So let's get this one back out and carry on fishing. Well, I think we've had our quota of dogfish now. Now it'd be nice to see something different. But I'm not complaining. It's nice just to get into a couple of fish, to be honest. I say it's a really tough time of year. And I've said it before, you go out with the expectation that you're gonna get into fish every time. Because you think, well, I'm putting bait out in the water, there's got to be fish out there. And yeah, like I said earlier, it's just not always the case, unfortunately. Sometimes we get lucky and sometimes we don't. More often than not, we don't. So if you're not having a good time of it out there, you're not alone. Because there's a lot of people struggling at the moment. There are good fish out there, and the thing is, don't give up. Keep going, keep trying. So hopefully, we'll get one. There we go. Nice bloody half a mackerel head. Lots of juice coming out of that one. I've had to trim it a little bit, so I've taken like the bottom jaw off and stuff like that, just to try and make it a little bit neater. It's a little bit of a lump still, but you never know, it might entice a conger or something like that. Unbelievable, isn't it? One minute you can see stars, and the next minute we're getting a few dollops of rain, not small drops either. I'm gonna have a little look at that left-hand rod. It hasn't moved, but I'm gonna check it anyway and change the bait, keep it fresh. It's 10 o'clock now, so we've been fishing for maybe 3 hours, I suppose. I'm only gonna give it another hour, especially if we got some rain coming. Let's have a little look at this one. Have a little change up. Put that mackerel head out. Oh yeah, quite a lot of tide out there at the moment. Be nice to see a different species other than a dogfish, but hey, I'm not gonna complain. Ah, well, I didn't order this, that's for sure. It's supposed to be nice weather tonight. Both of these rods are bobbing at the moment, but I'm not sure if it's a bite or not. I think it could just be a little bit of that swell, and there's an awful lot of tide out there at the moment. Both of my rods have swung right round to the left, which is in the opposite direction to which it's supposed to be going, which is pretty standard practice really in the Solent. Tide comes in left to right. It's flooding in at the moment, but my baits are going the wrong way. Just check that lens, make sure there's no rain on it. Yeah, there is. Loads of rain on it. Just had to wipe the lens. We're getting quite a bit of rain on it at the moment, and that is not my waterproof camera. I've got another baited up. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at that one on the left in a minute, and I'm gonna move my camera around and see if I can get the lens out of the rain. But I've just baited up that loop rig again. I've gone through pretty much a whole bag of squid, so I've got none left really, but I've got a nice chunk of mackerel on the top hook, and on the panel on the bottom I've got a nice piece of mackerel. And what I've done is I've folded it over and bound it so all the flesh is on the outside, just to try and get some more scent out there. Right, let's have a look at this one anyway. In fact, both of them are slackened off now. That could just be that the tide pool's just eased off a little bit. I don't think there's anything on this one. It's that ledge. Come on. It's coming. Slowly but surely. Come on. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Hopefully this time we get something different. Or maybe we get nothing. Or maybe we get a dogfish. Well, Nick's had enough. He's gone. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bait this one up one more time. And have another cast on the right hand rod. And then if I haven't had a fish, I think I'll probably knock it on the head as well. But yeah, let's do that. Because it's the last one going out, I'm going to make it as juicy and bloody as I possibly can. I mean, it's not too bad really. I've gone through a pack of mackerel. Not even quite the pack of mackerel, to be honest with you, and a whole pack of squid, give or take. Oh, looked like I was actually getting a bite then. Saw a bit of movement on that right hand rod, which is cool because that's the one that needs changing as well. But yeah, basically I've got all the guts and everything on this one, so it's a really nice, juicy, smelly bait. Loads of blood, loads of scent to hopefully entice one more fish. Something there, I think we've gone a bit slack, haven't we? I think that could just be the tide playing games at the moment. But I'm surprised we haven't seen a conger tonight. And being as I haven't got my coat, so I'm not going to give it too much longer in this rain. So I'm just binding that up. Going to give plenty on there. Make sure those hook points are really nice and proud. There we go, look at that. That is a beautiful juicy bait, look at it. Right, I think I'm going to have a look at this one anyway. It's due a change. There's definitely something going on with it. Could just be the tide. Could be a little bit of weed. But we'll have a look anyway and put a fresh one out. Nope, nothing. Right, let's get this one out then. Give the lens another clean. I do apologise that it's all gone a little bit, probably out of focus and a little bit misty, but it is raining. And there we go. Last one's out, finger stool is off. Let's have a little tidy up of my area. And yeah, hopefully we'll get a last bite. Oh. Well, they're out there. We're trying, aren't we? Really trying. It's raining. I mean, come on. Putting in some effort. Ooh. It did look like we were getting a bit of a bite then. That is literally on that fresh mackerel bait that I just put out there. I mean, it was a juicy looking bait, so can't blame a fish for trying to get a nice meal out of that one. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? No, nothing there. Thought there might have been to begin with. Sure it felt like it went in my hand, but might have just been a little lap of one of the waves. No, bait doesn't even look like it's been touched. I was just having a look at the time to see if it was worth casting it out again, but it's 11:15, so I'm going to call it. I'm going to knock it on the head. It wasn't too bad tonight. It was a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. I mean, we've had like 4 dogfish. Some of them are really small actually, not very big ones at all, but fish nonetheless, I guess. And like I say, it is February, it's been hard work. There are fish out there, you know, people are catching, so that's what makes us keep coming out in the hope that, you know, we might get lucky ourselves, but not this time. But it's not going to stop us from trying, and we'll definitely get out again next week. So I just want to, again, thank you for all your comments in the last video. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Thank you to all the current subscribers. And if you've made it this far and you haven't already subscribed, then please do. It doesn't cost anything. It's free to subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I did enjoy this session, albeit we didn't get a whole bunch. But anyway, until the next one, please take care, stay safe, and maybe I'll see you out there. Cheers.